with her continued efforts during the crime itself, they didn't stop. They kept on once they were successful.
Welcome back. Today's case is absolutely shocking. A mother and infant in a car at an ATM attacked during a robbery. Glass shattered on the baby. The defendant wants his $600,000 bond reduced to $75,000. Multiple similar crimes across Texas. Will the judge allow it? Let's find out.
Hakeem Thomas with Mr. Lewis, is that the one where we have a bond? Is that Ms. Malfino? Which one is Officer Dean here on?
Hakeem Thomas.
Let's take care of that. Well, I'm sorry you've had to wait, Officer Dean. Hakeem Thomas.
Just glad to have him here.
I know. It's always nice to have. Let's see. Good morning, sir. Are you Hakeem Thomas?
Yes, ma'am.
And Mr. Thomas is charged in cause number 25 DCCR 0843 with the first degree felony offense of aggravated robbery. And Mr. Lewis has filed a motion asking that I reduce the bond, which is currently set at,
I think 600,000.
okay. And Ms. Malfino, you have a witness. Do you want Ms. Malfino to go first? Would you rather go first, or
No, I prefer she can go first.
go ahead, Ms. Malfino?
Okay, Judge, just for purposes of the record, I would tender to the court just for ease of use, State's Exhibit Number 1, which is the probable cause affidavit in this case, and I will call Detective Kane.
Any I mean, it's in my file. Do you any
Right.
objection
No
to,
objection.
States 1 is admitted for purposes of this hearing. Good morning, sir. Would you please raise your right hand? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this hearing will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Thank you, sir. Go ahead.
Could you please state your name for the record?
Dwight Dean,
And how are you employed?
Beaumont Police,
How long have you been in the city of Beaumont?
31 years.
You're a certified peace officer in the state of Texas.
Yes, ma'am.
And you and I discussed this case involving Hakeem Thomas as well as his co-defendant Tyree Hartley last week. Can you, and we're here in order to address the bond in this case. Can you briefly go over your involvement in the case and your familiarity with the facts in this case and why you think it's important that this defendant remains in custody?
My involvement is through Southeast Texas. I love that task force. We deal with auto burglaries, and a new offense as was added to our penal code called jugging. We believe that this offense started out as a possible jugging on breaking into a car, and which ended up into injury with two of the guys involved. One standing here as well. That ended up injuring an infant child through coordinated efforts of us locally here in Beaumont, myself, officers on the street, along with deputies of the Chambers County Sheriff's Department. We're all involved to have these guys arrested.
So they did actually flee from this jurisdiction into Chambers County after this offense, which again involved an infant child in the back seat of that car being injured when they attempted to break into that car and retrieve the money that the child's mother had obtained from the ATM.
That's correct. The ATM of the bank, that the vehicle, the dad left the vehicle, and the mother and the infant child were in the back seat of the car. Not only did they break into the car with shattering glass on top of the baby and the mother in the car, with her continued efforts during the crime itself, they didn't stop. They kept on once once they were successful, if you could say that, in any kind of theft, they did flee from here and were actually located, found in the same vehicle.
And did you subsequently with Detective Andrew learn that both of these defendants in this case had committed similar types of acts in various jurisdictions across Southeast Texas, Harris County, Fort Bend County, Austin, et cetera?
Yes, ma'am. Some of it did happen that actual day, and then of course some of it was put together.
Officer Dean just revealed this wasn't a one-time incident. Multiple counties, multiple robberies. They targeted ATM customers, injured a baby, and fled across county lines. This shows a dangerous pattern.
Shredding the background and those on after the arrest.
And is it your position, based on all of your years of training and experience as an officer here in Jefferson County, Texas, that to maintain the security and well-being of the safety of the citizens of Jefferson County, that it be best that pending prosecution of this offense, this defendant at least remain with some kind of a high bond from this court?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. I'll pass the witness, Judge.
Thank you, Mr. Lewis.
Yes, just briefly. Now, you said you were definitely part of the investigation of this allegation, correct?
That's correct.
Now, during your investigation, was it ever shown that a weapon or any deadly weapon anything was exhibited to the plaintiff witness or
Not that
anything?
I'm aware of.
So there was no weapon involved as far as we know?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay. And as far as your investigation as it relates to my client, was it any statements or evidence that showed that he was involved with the actual breaking of that of the glass or possibly injuring the child involved?
Not that I'm aware of.
Is there any evidence that would show that they even knew it was an infant child in the car at the time?
No, it's not.
Okay. I'll pass the witness, Judge.
I've done further, Judge, this argument.
Thank you. Thank you, Officer Dean.
Defense scores points here. No weapon used, no direct evidence Thomas broke the glass, and no proof he knew about the infant. But does being the driver make him less guilty?
Any witnesses, would you wish to call your
No.
client with regard to his financial status? Mr. Thomas, come back around. Best you can, raise your right hand. Do you swear affirm the testimony you're going to give in this hearing will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, go ahead.
Mr. Thomas, as far as your financial situation, you're currently in custody, correct?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
Now, do you have any money saved up that could be used for your bond?
No, sir.
Do you have any property that could be sold or vehicles or anything of that nature that could be sold in order for your family to come up with your bond?
No, sir.
Who would be responsible in trying to come up with the bond amount for you?
My mother and my wife.
Your mother and your wife? Have they been in touch with any bondsmen
Yes,
currently? Okay. And from the information you received, how much of a bond or commitment they will be able to make to try to bond you out?
The complete bond amount, between $70,000 and $100,000.
Between $70,000 and $100,000. Okay. Now, were you employed before you came to custody?
No, sir.
Do you have any employment or anything available to you if you're able to make bonds?
Yes, sir.
And what would that be?
Being a helper to my wife's father in his CDL truck.
Okay. And that will give you enough money to be able to take care of any pretrial conditions or anything you need to do
Yes,
with
sir.
your representation at this case?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I pass the witness in regards.
Ms. Malfino.
Mr. Thomas, tell the judge a little bit about your criminal history, starting when you were a juvenile.
I have no juvenile record.
Were you in trouble as a juvenile over in Harris County?
No.
What about your theft, your state jail felony theft from a person, which is basically another way of saying,
That's
who
not
did you
juvenile,
wrong?
no.
Don't talk over, okay?
I
Just
thought
wait
you-
till she's finished
Yes,
talking so
ma'am.
the court reporter can take one at a time.
Yes, ma'am.
Where was that?
Go ahead, Ms. Malfino, you might want to read.
Your theft from a person, which is basically a robbery, where was that?
2021,
Where, in Harris County?
Rosenberg.
Have you been in trouble in San Antonio?
No, ma'am.
Have you been in trouble in Austin?
I have a pending case in Austin right now
For what?
for a robbery.
Do you have any kids?
Yes, ma'am.
Someone would have done this to your wife and your baby would have been in the car, what do you think that person should get? Prison time?
I don't understand this.
I don't have anything for you, Judge.
All right, anything else?
Nothing else for this week.
Devastating moment. Thomas admits someone who did this deserves prison time, yet he's asking for reduced bond. Plus, he has prior robbery convictions and a pending Austin case.
All right, you may make argument.
Judge, as far as this case goes, you've seen that it is charged as aggravated robbery, but it's one where we don't have a deadly weapon involved or anything like that. The biggest issue, I think, with this situation, of course, is my client does have some criminal history and lives out of county. I believe there's already some bond conditions in place for him to have the GPS monitored and be able to go to be in Harris County, come back, of course, for court and everything. We are asking for a bond in between $75,000 and $100,000. I think that, including with the GPS monitoring and everything, would be enough to cover, one, secure his return to court, and also, of course, satisfy any public safety concerns while these cases are pending. He does not have a hold from the case in Austin, because I believe he's still on bond for that situation.
I find that while I'm in custody.
Right. So he is on bond for that, so he will be allowed to be released. My understanding, there's not been a court date set up there. We don't anticipate that interfering with us here as far as any type of issues. And from
When did you make bond on that case?
July, sometime in July.
Okay,
I'm not sure the exact date.
okay, that's
sometime
fine.
in July.
All right, go ahead.
But from talking with his family, they have been involved with this case he has going on up in Austin, and that I think that actually will be resolved pretty quickly, and won't interfere with what we have going on here.
What, if anything, and Officer Dean may know about, I know you noted some other counties where there were some potential cases or issues. Do you have any other information on those?
I have reached out to Fort Bend, Judge. I have had difficulty in getting a final answer. A charge looks very looming. How they initially filed them, I think one of the impediments that I'm up against is in Harris County, Fort Bend County, that surrounding area. They have dropped a lot of stuff down to some very low amounts of time. So it looks like if an initial charge comes in as an aggravated robbery, it ends up 6 months later as theft from a person in the state jail. So that's really the totality that I've been able to.
Do you have any other
obtain from
additional
the
information?
co-defendant.
No, ma'am, that's exactly what I was gonna say. It looks like there's been some initial charges that were actual aggravated charges that were bumped down.
Okay.
And I would also ask if you would take judicial notice of his incident of behavior report.
I will. I also have, and I think you guys should have received 7 pages of incident reports from the jail as well, which obviously y'all know my thoughts on that. And so anything else?
No, Judge, and the state does not object relief necessarily in this case, just not, I would ask that it remain in an amount at least above $350,000.
And Judge, if I may, to the jail incident reports, I think those were like early on when he got into custody. Of course, me and Mr. Thomas did speak about those and how, of course, he should conduct himself out there, and I don't think he has had any other issues since that conversation.
Defense wants $75,000 to $100,000 bond with GPS monitoring. Prosecution demands minimum $350,000. 7 pages of jail incident reports suggest Thomas can't follow rules even in custody.
I guess my concern And I understand from the probable cause that the allegation is that Mr. Thomas was the driver of the car, but I don't know that that makes it any better whatsoever, because it doesn't sound like there's any evidence on why he and Mr. Hartley were in Jefferson County, if they're from Harris County and that's where he's going to live, why they're in Austin, why they're wherever they are, other than to come into our county and break into people's cars or jug, which has become a huge issue. And so based on the evidence today with regard to this specific offense, based on the jail incident reports, based on the information received through, again, take judicial notice of the court's file, the magistration information as well, the fact that there is at least one pending case that is similar, others that sound similar, just with some different outcomes, I don't think it is in anyone's best interest that Mr. Thomas have any relief today, and so I'm going to deny the motion to reduce the bond. We will reset the case and for an announcement and see where we get. All right, thank you, sir, for being here, Mr. Kane.
Judge denied the motion. Bond stays at $600,000. Being the driver doesn't reduce guilt. What do you think? Comment below, hit like, share, and subscribe for more courtroom drama.